By the end of this video, you will know whether to buy or skip Heroes of Might and Magic, the card game. No fluff, no fan service, zero sugarcoating. Feelings may be hurt. Yours, ours, the angels, the demons. You've been warned. Let's not waste time, jumping straight into the overview.
I feel like we just strapped folks into a roller coaster and cut the brakes. All right, let's go. Overview time.
So, Heroes of Might and Magic, the card game, is a head-to-head tactical card battler on a 7x7 grid. You pick a hero from one of 9 factions, build a deck with units, spells, artifacts, and locations, and then try to outmaneuver and out-resource your opponent.
Big thing right away. It absolutely channels the PC games. You stack units instead of flooding the board, play a second skeleton, the stack gets beefier with tokens. It feels right. And there's simultaneous combat. Both sides punch back, unless an ability says otherwise.
Resources are funky. You don't tap lands or pay mana. You've got statistic cards. You start with 8, then each round you can add 1 face down as a resource, and you can convert 2 of any card into one of the type you need. It's flexible, but every conversion stings.
Also, heroes, not units, claim locations. Heroes move up to 3 spaces, flip a location, and that ends their movement. So you're always choosing, do I grab that sweet mine bonus now, or keep pushing position?
Before we go deeper, we're not doing a full tutorial here. If you want the how-to, check the link in the description. We're here to answer the only question that matters. Should you buy this?
Okay, quick playthrough stories to ground this. In our first match, I ran a classic knightly lineup, think castle vibes, while Eve went full goth with necropolis.
Black nail polish, skeletal chic, the undead called and I answered. I stacked skeletons early, then dropped a bone dragon as my crown jewel. I was feeling unstoppable until Lucas baited me into a bad trade because of that simultaneous damage.
I threw my griffin stack at your bone dragon, knowing I'd lose some feathers. But the retaliate math meant your dragon burned its teeth on my terms. And because of activation and retaliation tokens, your stack couldn't double dip later. Timing mattered a lot.
Flying rules are spicy. Your griffin could zip through bodies, but it couldn't park just anywhere. There are restrictions. You misjudged one landing, and suddenly your backline was exposed to my liches.
Yeah, my poor archers learned the hard way that shooting past 4 spaces has disadvantages, and shooting adjacent is even worse. I literally moved back 1 space just to stop taking disadvantage shots. It felt very tactical, like micro-positioning in a skirmish game.
Now, the good stuff. This game nails the hero's vibe. When my bone dragon retaliates with reduced damage because undead, and your angels got that blessed synergy, chef's kiss. It triggered nostalgia in my veins like a double espresso.
Tactical depth is legit. The 7x7 grid isn't just decorative. Line of sight, movement, zones of control, everything matters. In Game 2, I staged a pincer with pikemen and a cavalier stack, while Eve tried to bait me toward a location her hero could flip. It became chess with swords and skeletons.
Resource system? Genuinely clever. In Game 3, I stared at a clutch spell for 3 turns. Use it now for a big swing, or bury it face down to fix my resource curve. I ended up converting 2 cards to get the type I needed, and that decision hurt so good.
Faction asymmetry also sings. We rotated through the 3 factions included in the core box and tried a couple more in a buddies kit. Playstyles were meaningfully different. Beefy front lines, slippery flyers, stack scaling undead. It all felt distinct, not reskinned.
And the production? The art slaps. Your angels looked like they'd give motivational speeches before decapitating someone. Cards felt solid in our plays, nothing cheap in the feel or the look.
But we promised no sugarcoating, so here comes the pain. Complexity without clarity is this game's middle name. The rulebook had us cross-referencing timing windows for spells, activation and retaliation tokens, range disadvantages, flying restrictions. Our first 2 games were like studying for a midterm.
We had a turn where I literally asked, does my unit retaliate again this round? And then we discovered retaliation tokens prevent multiple retaliations. Cool system, but the book hides that gem like it's in witness protection.
Setup is chunky. Each faction's deck order matters at first, plus you've got statistic cards, size tokens, activation tokens, retaliation tokens, and locations. My table looked like a hardware store spilled on a fantasy battlefield.
Mid-game, I bumped the table and it was token Jenga. We spent 5 minutes reconstructing the exact size of my skeleton stack. If you hate fiddliness, brace yourself.
Content gating stings. The base box only gives you 3 factions, while the game trumpets 9. Heroes is about faction identity, and telling players pay up for the rest is not the vibe, especially at the current premium pricing levels.
Yeah, this is a card game dressed in premium board game pricing. If you want the full faction buffet, your wallet's going to feel it, and that makes it hard to recommend to casuals or curious newcomers.
Balance, too early to call definitive, but in our plays, we felt swingy matchups. My flyer-heavy build had an edge on open boards, but when Eve doubled down on stack size trigger abilities, some exchanges felt lopsided unless I drew specific counters.
Learning curve is steep. We had to stop multiple times to look up interactions, like do simultaneous attacks trigger on spell-resolved moved units? It breaks flow. If your group hates rulebook timeouts, that's a big red flag.
And the ugly. It's strictly 2-player. We love 1v1 duels, but that limits table time for groups. We wanted to bring it to game night, but it pushed people to the sidelines. Also, crowdfunding dependency means availability weirdness and delays, the usual roller coaster. Let's talk how it actually feels across a few sessions. When it clicks, it's excellent. Our 4th game, we both understood timing and positioning better. I used my hero to claim a mine at the perfect moment. Eve overextended for a spell combo, and the simultaneous damage math punished her risk. It felt earned.
But the path to that click is paved with errata checks, token shenanigans, and a couple of, wait, can you even do that arguments? You know those games that ease you in? This one punts you into the deep end and yells, good luck.
So who should buy this? If you're a Heroes of Might and Magic lifer and you've got a dedicated duel partner, you'll find tons to chew on. The spatial tactics and stack mechanics are honestly great when you know the toolkit.
If you want accessible, clean rules and great value out of the box, skip. If you're price sensitive, skip. If you want a multiplayer night centerpiece, skip. If you love crunchy positional duels and don't mind wrestling a rulebook, that's the niche.
Alternatives time, because we're not here to leave you stranded. For tactical card combat that's cleaner, Summoner Wars. It scratches the same itch. Armies, positioning, without the overhead.
If you want spell-slinging tactics with a smart resource twist, Magic Wars. That dice-based resource system feels fresh and the rules are tighter.
Hero-style big brain strategy? Magic Knight Ultimate Edition delivers a deeper, longer, more epic experience, though the complexity is heavier. Or try Wargroove if you want a streamlined tactical buzz.
For asymmetric card duels with strong value, Ashes, Rise of the Phoenixborn. You get multiple viable factions right away, and a resource system that's easy to parse but still interesting.
For premium tactical head-to-head, BattleCon for wild replayability. Or Exceed if you want that sweet fighting game feel with better approachability.
All right, number time. Our rating after multiple plays, 6.5 out of 10. Why not higher? Because the good stuff, theme, tactics, resources, has to be pried out from under setup, rules density, and an incomplete base experience.
Verdict? Skip. Unless you are all in on Heroes and committed to mastering a crunchy 1v1 system, then it's a qualified buy. But for most players, there are better, cleaner, more complete options.
Some of you are going to say we're being harsh. We are. This is board game critique. We don't sugarcoat. If you charge premium prices, deliver a complete, accessible experience. Nostalgia alone isn't enough.
I feel like we just tell them how you really feel. Look, we had fun moments, big ones, but the friction is real. If you're on the fence, try it at a store with a friend's copy, or wait for a more complete retail package.
And if you're a Heroes diehard, you probably already backed it, and you're just here for validation. You'll find the sparks you want, just know you'll work for them.
Final reminder, if you want the actual how-to play, links in the description. We're here to help you spend or save your money wisely.
That's it for today's board game critique. Drop your spiciest takes in the comments. Angel mains, demon mains, undead enjoyers, we can take it.
Thanks for hanging out with us. If you want more brutally honest reviews and the occasional Griffin crash landing, hit subscribe.
Bye, and see you in the next video.